Hello, good day. This is the fifth Sunday at Ordinary Time. Once again, I have to ask your apology, make an apology. There's some activity, some repairs going on outside the window here, so you may hear that. The first reading from Job is quite a depressing reading. But the one line that I'd like to pull out of there is, remember that my life is like the wind. He feels driven. And I want to follow up with that same theme through the second and third readings. In the second reading, from St. Paul's letter, first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 9, verses 16 to 19 and 22 to 23. For an obligation has been imposed on me, and woe to me if I do not preach it, Paul writes. He is driven. He feels that he is obliged to keep going from place to place to preach the good news. He can't sit back. He has to keep on going. And what is the purpose? To win over as many as possible, he writes in another place in that same section that is quoted in this week's readings. To save at least some. He's, in other words, preaching the gospel, preaching the good news to bring salvation to them. And to have at least some, by the grace of God, accept the good news as the good news of their lives, and to live it out, and to find salvation. In the third reading, Jesus he has gone out to preach and to work his miracles. And then it says, the third paragraph, the last paragraph of that reading, rising very early before dawn he left and went off to a deserted place where he prayed. Apparently they couldn't find him, and Simon and others were pursuing him, and they finally found him, and they say to him, everyone is looking for you. In other words, where have you been? Okay, but then Jesus told them, let us go on to the nearby villages, that I may preach there also. For this purpose have I come. Again, driven. There's a sense of obligation to go on and bring the good news to as many as possible. God's grace from heaven impels Jesus and Paul so that at least some will listen from the depths of their souls and accept it, and Jesus, to accept the good news and accept Jesus as their Savior. The good news really is Jesus is our Savior. We are not lost. And live now with Jesus as their Savior. The accompanying miracles really are to testify to the fact that Jesus has the authority to bring the good news. And Jesus has the authority to announce himself as our Savior. Actually, the truth is, he is the good news. His person is that he brings salvation to the people of the time when they saw him, to us now who only spiritually can see him. The good news is ours. Daily we ask the Lord, lead us to heaven. Save us from anything which will be an obstruction. Open the way for us to heaven. God bless us all, and God bless you.